15 million jobs vanished in 18 months. Not to recession, not to outsourcing, not to natural disaster, but to lines of code that never sleep, never ask for raises, and never call in sick. This isn't science fiction anymore. This is the brutal reality of 2026, where artificial intelligence has systematically dismantled the American middle class, while politicians handed out tax breaks to the very companies orchestrating this economic massacre. The AI Innovation Act, passed with bipartisan support, marketed as America's pathway to technological supremacy. Behind the polished rhetoric lay a sinister truth: massive tax incentives for corporations willing to replace human workers with artificial intelligence systems. The government didn't just allow this digital purge, they subsidized it with taxpayer money, creating a perverse incentive structure where every fired employee became a tax write-off for tech giants. Mark Patterson embodied everything America once promised. 45 years old, 20 years climbing the corporate ladder as a financial analyst, mortgage paid down to its final years, 2 kids heading to college. His expertise in market analysis had weathered 3 recessions. His insights had guided million-dollar investment decisions. His human intuition had caught fraudulent patterns that saved his company countless losses. Then came the algorithm upgrade announced on a Tuesday morning in March. By Friday afternoon, Mark was cleaning out his desk, his 2 decades of experience rendered obsolete by a neural network that could process financial data at superhuman speeds. The human cost of this artificial revolution extends far beyond individual tragedies. Entire downtown business districts have transformed into ghost towns, their gleaming office towers standing as monuments to a workforce that no longer exists. The lunch spots that once buzzed with white-collar workers now display for lease signs like tombstones in a corporate graveyard. The dry cleaners, the coffee shops, the sandwich delis that form the ecosystem around office culture have withered away, their customer base erased by algorithms that neither eat lunch nor need their suits pressed. Customer service centers that once employed thousands have been replaced by chatbots sophisticated enough to handle complex queries with synthetic empathy. Graphic design studios that nurtured creative talent for decades now operate with skeleton crews, their artistic vision reduced to prompts fed into image generation systems. Accounting firms that built reputations on meticulous attention to detail find themselves obsolete against AI systems that can process tax returns in seconds without human error. The cascade effect ripples through every sector of the economy like a digital tsunami, leaving destruction in its wake. What makes this transformation particularly insidious is how it targets the very demographic that built modern America. These aren't minimum wage workers who can retrain for different entry-level positions. These are mortgage holders, parents saving for college tuition, people who invested decades building expertise that vanished overnight. They're too young to retire, too experienced to start over, too specialized to pivot easily, yet too old to compete with 20-something programmers who speak the native language of artificial intelligence. The government's response has been a masterclass in willful blindness. While politicians celebrate America's leadership in AI innovation, they ignore the social catastrophe unfolding in their own districts. Press releases boast about productivity gains and technological advancement, while unemployment offices overflow with former professionals whose skills have been digitized out of existence. The very taxpayers who funded these AI development tax breaks now find themselves discarded by the systems their money helped create. Meanwhile, a new aristocracy emerges from the ashes of the middle class. Tech executives who orchestrated this workforce replacement have seen their net worth multiply exponentially. The cost savings from eliminating human salaries translate directly into shareholder value, executive bonuses, and stock buybacks that further concentrate wealth among those who already had the most. Silicon Valley penthouses overlook the homeless encampments of former engineers, a stark visual metaphor for how quickly the American dream can become the American nightmare. The psychological toll on displaced workers reveals itself in devastating statistics. Depression rates among former white-collar professionals have tripled in the past year. Divorce rates spike as financial stress tears apart families who thought they had achieved stability. Substance abuse climbs as people seek escape from a reality where their life's work has been reduced to training data for the machines that replace them. Support groups for AI displacement survivors have become as common as addiction recovery meetings, filled with people grieving careers that will never return. What's particularly cruel about this transition is how it was sold as progress. The same companies that eliminated human jobs market their AI systems as liberation from mundane tasks, as tools that would enhance human capability rather than replace it entirely. The rhetoric spoke of human-AI collaboration, of workers being elevated to higher-level thinking while machines handled routine operations. The reality proved far different. Once AI systems demonstrated competence at routine tasks, employers realized they could eliminate the human element entirely, capturing all the efficiency gains without sharing any of the benefits. The ripple effects extend beyond the displaced workers themselves. Local communities that depended on middle-class spending power watch their tax bases evaporate as former professionals struggle to find work that pays even half their previous salaries. School districts face budget shortfalls as property values decline in areas where unemployment has become epidemic. Municipal services deteriorate as the tax revenue that funded them disappears along with the jobs that generated it. Healthcare systems strain under the weight of formerly insured workers who can no longer afford medical care. Emergency rooms become the de facto primary care providers for people who once had comprehensive health coverage through their employers. The irony is profound. The AI systems that eliminated these jobs are simultaneously being marketed as solutions to healthcare efficiency, even as they create the very healthcare crisis they claim to solve. The educational system struggles to adapt to a reality where traditional career paths have been severed. College students question the value of degrees in fields where entry-level positions no longer exist, where the career ladders they expected to climb have been replaced by algorithmic systems that need no human progression. Parents who sacrifice to fund their children's education watch in horror as those investments become worthless in an economy that no longer values human expertise in traditional fields. Small businesses that form the backbone of American entrepreneurship find themselves unable to compete with AI-powered corporations that can operate with minimal human oversight. The local CPA firm cannot match the speed and cost-effectiveness of automated tax preparation systems. The neighborhood marketing agency cannot compete with AI content generators that produce campaigns in minutes rather than weeks. The boutique consulting firm built on human insight and relationship building becomes irrelevant when clients can access AI advisors available 24 hours a day at a fraction of the cost. The Great Replacement. AI just wiped out America's middle class. Part 2. While America stumbles through its self-inflicted AI apocalypse, the rest of the world watches with a mixture of horror and opportunity. Germany's response to the AI revolution reads like a playbook America should have written, but was too blinded by corporate profits to consider. Chancellor Merkel's successor launched the Workforce Evolution Initiative in early 2025, a comprehensive program that treats AI displacement not as an inevitable catastrophe, but as a manageable transition requiring national coordination and massive public investment. German workers facing AI displacement don't receive unemployment checks and false hope. They receive 18-month retraining programs fully funded by the government, with living stipends that match 70% of their previous salaries. These aren't generic coding boot camps that dump people into an already oversaturated tech job market, but carefully designed programs that identify emerging human-AI collaborative roles and train workers specifically for those positions. While American former accountants flip burgers or drive for rideshare companies, their German counterparts are becoming AI audit specialists, algorithmic bias consultants, and human AI interface designers, roles that command salaries comparable to their previous positions. South Korea took an even more aggressive approach, treating AI displacement as a national security issue equivalent to military preparedness. The Korean government mandated that any company implementing AI systems that eliminate more than 50 jobs must contribute to a national retraining fund proportional to their cost savings. This isn't corporate charity or voluntary social responsibility. This is government-enforced wealth redistribution that ensures the benefits of AI advancement are shared rather than hoarded by shareholders and executives. The Korean model produces remarkable results because it recognizes a fundamental truth America refuses to acknowledge. AI displacement isn't a market failure to be corrected by market forces. It's a policy choice that requires policy solutions. Korean displaced workers don't compete for the remaining scraps of human employment. They're systematically prepared for the jobs that emerge in an AI-augmented economy. Customer experience specialists who understand both human psychology and AI capabilities command premium salaries as companies realize that human oversight remains essential for maintaining customer trust and satisfaction. Singapore's approach reveals how a small nation can outmaneuver a superpower through strategic thinking rather than brute force. The Singaporean government created AI transition bonds that function like war bonds, allowing citizens to invest in their own economic future while funding massive retraining programs. Citizens who purchase these bonds receive guaranteed returns while funding the infrastructure needed to transform their workforce. It's a brilliant solution that aligns individual financial interests with national economic strategy, creating a virtuous cycle where everyone benefits from successful AI integration. Meanwhile, America's response remains trapped in ideological paralysis. Conservative politicians celebrate AI advancement as proof of American innovation while simultaneously ignoring the social devastation it creates in their own districts. Liberal politicians propose universal basic income as a solution, essentially advocating for a permanent welfare state that treats displaced workers as casualties to be managed rather than assets to be retrained. Neither approach addresses the fundamental challenge: how to ensure that AI advancement benefits everyone rather than just the technology companies that own the systems. The international competitive implications of America's AI displacement crisis extend far beyond domestic policy. China watches American middle-class destruction with strategic satisfaction, recognizing that social instability in their primary rival creates opportunities for Chinese global leadership. Chinese AI companies now recruit American displaced workers directly, offering relocation packages and retraining programs that American companies refuse to provide. Brain drain accelerates as skilled professionals seek opportunities in countries that value human capital rather than discarding it for algorithmic efficiency. European companies gain competitive advantages not through superior technology, but through superior workforce management. German manufacturing firms that successfully integrate AI while retaining human expertise outcompete American firms that eliminated human knowledge along with human jobs. The Germans discovered that AI systems perform optimally when augmented by human insight and oversight, not when deployed as complete human replacements. Their human-AI collaborative approach produces higher quality outcomes while maintaining social stability and consumer trust. The healthcare sector illustrates how different national approaches to AI displacement create different outcomes. American hospitals that replaced radiologists with AI diagnostic systems initially celebrated cost savings and efficiency gains. However, these same hospitals now struggle with liability issues when AI systems make diagnostic errors without human oversight. German hospitals that trained radiologists to work alongside AI systems rather than replacing them entirely achieve better diagnostic accuracy while maintaining professional expertise and legal accountability. Financial services reveal similar patterns where American banks that eliminated human advisors for AI-powered investment management face customer exodus to community banks that combine AI efficiency with human relationship management. Meanwhile, Swiss banks that invested in training their advisors to leverage AI tools rather than be replaced by them capture market share from American competitors who prioritized cost-cutting over client service quality. The educational implications of America's AI displacement crisis create generational consequences that will echo for decades. American students increasingly question the value of traditional education when career paths in finance, accounting, marketing, and analysis lead to unemployment rather than professional advancement. University enrollment in business and liberal arts programs plummets as students gravitate toward technical fields that seem AI-resistant, creating a massive skills imbalance that further destabilizes the economy. Canadian universities, by contrast, redesigned their curricula to focus on human-AI collaboration rather than human-AI competition. Canadian business programs teach students to become AI managers and algorithmic strategists rather than traditional analysts, preparing them for roles that leverage AI capabilities while maintaining human judgment and creativity. Canadian graduates enter a job market that values their education, while American graduates find their degrees increasingly worthless in an AI-dominated economy. The psychological warfare aspects of AI displacement reveal how different societies respond to technological disruption. American displaced workers face social stigma and personal shame, as if their unemployment represents individual failure rather than systemic transformation. This psychological burden compounds the economic hardship, creating a spiral of despair that undermines both individual recovery and social cohesion. Nordic countries treat AI displacement as a collective challenge requiring collective solutions, eliminating the stigma through universal support systems and comprehensive retraining programs. Norwegian workers facing AI displacement receive career counseling, financial support, and educational opportunities that frame their situation as a temporary transition rather than permanent failure. This psychological approach proves as important as the economic support, maintaining social cohesion and individual dignity during periods of technological transformation. The urban planning implications of AI displacement reveal how technological change reshapes physical spaces and social structures. American cities designed around office-based employment face fundamental challenges as downtown cores empty out and suburban office parks become obsolete. Commercial real estate values collapse, creating municipal budget crises that compound the social problems created by mass unemployment. Dutch cities proactively redesign urban spaces to accommodate AI-augmented work rather than AI-replaced work. Amsterdam's future work districts combine co-working spaces designed for human-AI collaboration with retraining facilities and social support services. These integrated approaches create resilient communities that adapt to technological change rather than being destroyed by it. The international trade implications of differential AI displacement responses create new forms of competitive advantage and disadvantage. Countries that successfully manage AI transitions develop workforces capable of producing goods and services that combine AI efficiency with human creativity and judgment. These hybrid products command premium prices in global markets, while purely AI-generated products become commoditized and price competitive. American manufacturing that eliminated human expertise along with human jobs struggles to compete with German manufacturers that retained human knowledge while adding AI capabilities. The German approach produces higher quality, more innovative products while maintaining the institutional knowledge and craftsmanship that AI systems cannot replicate. American consumers increasingly prefer products that combine AI efficiency with human oversight, creating market incentives that favor countries with successful AI integration strategies over those with AI replacement strategies.